Laura, how's it going?
We have to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, we do.
My name is not Laura, by the way, as our viewers know, because we've been doing this podcast for like 4 years now. Let's explain about the Laura thing, because I think it's pretty funny.
This requires a long explanation, though.
Yeah, I think I'll let you take that one away.
So, I had a girlfriend in high school who I dated for a while, over a year and a half,
Almost
2 years,
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And we broke up. She gave me an ultimatum, and we were still talking for a while. Day after we broke up, she tells me that some guy asked her out. But I'm like, okay, whatever, people move on with their lives.
Yeah.
A couple months after that, she calls me and says, don't ever call me again. I'm like,
which is really weird because you never did. Or you weren't.
I mean, I wasn't at that point.
Yeah.
But she would call me occasionally.
That's odd.
But okay, I'm like, okay, I will never call you again. I'm going to respect your wishes.
Yeah.
Right before I'm getting ready to move out of my mom's place, like a week before. So this is maybe, and I'm guessing on the timeline now, but about 6 to 8 months after the phone call where she said, don't ever call me again, I get a brief call from her saying, hey, you can call me again if you want. There's no explanation there.
Yeah.
We hung up the phone, and I didn't do that because that's not how I roll.
Yeah, you don't just call somebody back after they told you not to call them, right?
Yeah, if there would have been an explanation, then maybe there would have been something there. Okay. That's the last time we had any communication until October of last year. So I'm guessing it was so like May from 2002 to October of 2021. That's a little over 19 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And we probably haven't seen each other in person since early to mid 2001. So
that's a good 21 years.
It is 21 years now, but then it was like 20 years when she reached out to me last year.
That's crazy.
Okay. And, I had known people that she had known, and I talked about her with people, and they've brought her up with me over the years, but there's no contact. And I'm assuming people had brought me up with her as well. But I can't prove that definitively.
Yeah.
That's an assumption.
Yeah.
Okay. Reaches out to me on Facebook, says, hi, it's been a long time. How's it going? We start communicating. And the first couple of messages on Facebook are very awkward because I'm not sure what to think about this.
Yeah.
So I take a couple of days to digest the situation. I reach out to her, basically say, hey, I just want to make sure there's no awkwardness between you and me in case we ever run into each other in public. Writes me back almost immediately, and she says, oh, no, I'm just still trying to figure out why you broke up with me. Right? Now, mind you, she had just told me that she's in a very happy marriage and all this good stuff. And I don't want to turn this into a session about bad-mouthing her, but I'm telling a story here.
I understand. But I was under the, can I say this?
Go
I
ahead.
was under the impression that she was the one who broke up with you.
She gave me an ultimatum.
Okay.
And said, if you don't do this thing, I'm going to break up with you.
Okay.
And I was willing to talk about the thing more, but she said, no, this is my firm deadline.
Wow.
So technically I broke up with her, but there's some caveats there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, I actually kind of, in my mind, I see it the other way around. And I didn't really explain it to her, but there's a back and forth. And I said, well, why don't we get together and discuss this like adults, assuming we can both get the clearance from our significant others. You talk to your husband. I'll let Laura know what's going on.
No. We have to get there first before you mention Laura.
We're going to get to Laura soon. Little Laura.
Oh my goodness.
I'm leading up to it. Okay? So we agree, pick a date, and the day before she says, I'm having stomach issues, I have to cancel on you. Thinking, okay. Couple weeks go by. She says, I'm home from the hospital, I can get together with you. or I'm out of the hospital.
Mhm.
And then I say, okay, when do you want to get together? And then she's like, I can't get together right now. I'll let you know in a week or so.
Uh-huh.
That turns into a couple months. And then I saw this post on Facebook. I think I mentioned it here. And I think she was quoting somebody, but I misinterpreted it as she might be dying.
Mm-hmm.
So I think about this for a day or two. And this is back in February. By now we're up to February of this year.
Yeah.
I reach out to her. I say, hey, if you are not dying, then good. But if I interpreted this right, then, I wish you luck on your journey, however that goes. And she says basically that I misinterpreted the post. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Go on with my life, not thinking much about it. A couple weeks ago, I don't even remember if I was here or I was at home, but she contacts me again.
You were at home.
Oh, I was. Okay.
Yeah, because you told me over the phone.
Gotcha.
I wasn't too happy, but
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, really? She wants to hang out with you again after she blah 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 blah. I wasn't too sure about that.
Right. Okay. We try to decide on the dates. Pick one. Comes the morning of, and she says, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it.
Again.
Okay. Well, I think this was supposed to be on a Thursday.
Yes, it was supposed to be on a Thursday.
So we rescheduled it for that Monday, the next Monday.
I thought it was Sunday.
We're getting to there.
Okay.
I know why you thought that.
Yeah.
And everything's good. Saturday night, which was last Saturday.
Yes, it was.
She contacts me and says, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it on Monday. Oh, by the way, you should think about asking. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm getting the timeline a little bit wrong. It was last Saturday night. She says, I'm not going to be able to make it on Monday. Can we do next Sunday? Okay. Which would have been 2 days from today.
Uh-huh.
I go home on Sunday and I get another Facebook message from her saying, hey, you should see if Laura wants to come. And I write back, who's Laura? Apparently, I'm dating Laura. To the best of my knowledge, I'm not cheating on you. So the only caveat to that is schizophrenia does run in my family. So maybe I have like multiple personality syndrome.
Oh, jeez.
So
really?
I don't think I'm cheating on you. And I could pass a lie detector test, but it's possible that I have some other personality that's dating somebody named Laura.
I don't believe you're cheating on me, and go ahead and explain what she's talking about.
Okay. She thought your name was Laura.
How?
I don't know. Even though when I mention you in Facebook, I always say Alana and not Laura. And all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And we get that settled out of the way. And I love you. But I kind of thought us getting together, meaning me and her, would be a chance to really like hash things out. Not hang out with the significant others. But I'm assuming she's going to bring her husband. So I extend the invitation to you. And I'm even like, hey, if you don't want to do this, I completely understand.
Yeah. And I said, I think it would be really weird because the only way that I would ever go and, witness this hashing out of whatever went on in your relationship, I would only go if she brought her husband. But it would both be awkward for the both of us, I'm sure it would be.
And it was really weird. I want to flash back to something quickly.
Yeah.
When she had reached out to me in October and we're having the back and forth about our breakup, she said, oh, you were my first love. But when we were together, she told me stories about dating other people before we got together.
Did she tell you stories that she was in love with other people?
She didn't say that, in fairness to her.
Oh, okay. But was that confusing to you?
It was. And so I thought she was joking at first, but she's like, no, you were the first, person, so I don't know.
That's odd.
Yeah, it was a little bit odd.
But did she explain it after a while? Like, well,
I know, because Facebook can be kind of weird, and one of the reasons I wanted to get together with her was to hash things out.
right, okay.
And it would have been a little bit lower on the list of topics I wanted to bring up with her, but that would have been one of the things I would have brought up at some point.
Right.
Hopefully, if we would have had enough time.
Yeah, and I just said, look, this is supposed to be between the two of you. I'd rather not listen to something private. You just, keep it to yourselves, because I don't really need to know all this stuff.
And I wasn't too concerned. It would have been interesting.
Yeah, really interesting. It would have been very awkward for me, I'm sure.
But you were spared that awkwardness.
Thank goodness.
Okay, on Tuesday this week, I have a phone meeting with my mental health professional of choice. Mm-hmm. And the reason I bring that up in this context is, had this happened a little bit earlier in the day, it might have come up with him. But it didn't.
Okay. That's good.
Yep, we have our discussion about things. And it goes pretty well, I have goals, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm imperfect, but I'm working on my personality,
Right.
Okay, get off the phone with him, make some lunch, check Facebook, and I got a message from her saying, hey, I saw the doctor today. I saw the doctor, and they don't want me to travel anymore, so we're not going to do this Sunday anymore. But here's the thing. Okay. The initial response is to laugh.
Yeah.
But I don't know her health situation right now, because she was in relatively good shape when we were dating, but that was over 20 years ago. Uh-huh. And sometimes things come up. For all I know, she could have developed an extreme form of cancer or some disease that is tricky to treat and maybe leads to somebody having to stay home a lot more. Uh-huh. So even though I find it kind of weird, I'm like, okay, maybe this is a thing. So I write her back and I said, I totally understand, best wishes, that type of thing. Okay? Mm-hmm. Do my thing. And yesterday I'm on Facebook. I don't have a lot of friends there just because I try to limit it to people who I actually know. Mm-hmm. Instead of somebody I met at a party once.
Right, exactly, yeah.
In fact, I can tell you the number of friends I have. Uh-huh. I have 66 friends on Facebook.
But you actually know them?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. It's not like 666 friends that you never met.
Exactly.
I just think it's ridiculous that people say that they're Facebook friends and they don't even know them.
Exactly.
That's just me.
On Tuesday, rather, because I didn't check in on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. On Tuesday, I had 67 friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Let me see who unfriended me. And you'll never guess who it was.
It was her.
It was her.
I was so you called me up. I think it was that day. Mm-hmm. I was doing something, so I didn't get the phone right away. And I answered I call you back. And I said, let me guess. The girl canceled again.
This was on Tuesday, yes.
Yeah, let me guess. And you're like, well, let me tell you what happened. And then you told me that she unfriended you. And I'm like, wow.
Well, I told you that yesterday because that's when I found out.
I'm sorry, you told me that yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, really?
And here's the thing. Did I find it a little bit weird back in October that she happened to have a weird stomach thing that went on for almost a year that happened right around the time when we're supposed to get together? I did, but I also know that the universe is a strange place and weird things seem to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but what makes me think that it's not that and probably something else is that she unfriended me pretty quickly rather after she told me that she can't travel anymore.
Yeah, I have to be completely honest.
Go ahead.
Because I'm sure you want to know my thoughts about this.
Yeah.
I don't...
Go ahead, Laura.
Are you going to call me Laura the entire episode?
Yes, Laura. Keep going. Or I could call you Lori.
No, don't call me any of those names.
Okay, go ahead, Laura.
I want to be more compassionate towards this person because I don't know this girl.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this: I haven't heard the most glowing terms, or I haven't heard a lot of glowing descriptions about this person from people that I know, or at least from one person I know.
Because the blind community is very small and people talk.
Right. But I want to be compassionate to her, but at the same time, I feel like this was such a cowardly move on her part. And if she really wanted to hash things out with you, the least she could have done was set up a FaceTime meeting if she had an Apple device. I think that would have been the best thing because she wouldn't have to be there in person with you or me. She could be in the other room privately and have a FaceTime meeting, and that would be it. You probably would be done in about 30 minutes.
No, it would take more than that. If we're going to have a conversation, it's going to be a long one.
Okay. Well, even so, I mean, the least she could have done was to at least schedule a FaceTime meeting. That's the way I see it. If she really wanted to talk so much, if she really wanted to talk about it, but she didn't want to meet in person, that could have been an alternative thing to meet virtually.
I want to clarify something here.
All right.
Just so we're not bad-mouthing her too much.
No, I don't know.
Right. She had said, I'm still wondering why you broke up with me.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple other comments made me want to go a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm.
I brought up the idea of us getting together because I know that sometimes messages on Facebook can get a little bit muddled.
Yeah.
And so that's why I wanted to do it in person. So I never even suggested the idea of, hey, maybe we should do something on FaceTime or over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say something now.
Okay.
Obviously, because we dated for a long time when we were teenagers, and since we're both members of the blind community, her name has come up on occasion.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to badmouth her,
mm-hmm.
but if she thinks her name is Laura, she doesn't listen to this.
If she thinks my name is Laura, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Pretty much every time, with one or two exceptions, when her name has come up in front of other women who've known her,
mm-hmm.
almost instantly the response is she's manipulative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy because I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I do know someone who used to date her as well.
Yeah, and don't go too much into the details.
No, I'm not going to. I'm just going to say I knew someone that dated her years later. And I'm not going to go too far into it, but didn't hear any glowing terms about that. And then you told me that you knew somebody I went to school with who didn't give her any glowing terms either. And
the person who you and I both know that you don't really talk to anymore, I think she has a beef with you. No, not my ex, the one who you and I know who also knew my ex.
Oh, the one I went to school with.
Yes.
She doesn't have a beef with me.
She stopped talking to me pretty much as soon as I said I was dating you.
That doesn't mean she has a beef with me. I think she just doesn't talk to people a lot. I don't know, but
nice.
Anyway.
She's not the type of person, at least from what I gather, and you know her a whole lot more than I do.
Yeah.
Who goes around bad-mouthing people.
No. She may talk out of turn and say things that maybe she shouldn't say, but I don't think she makes a habit of bad-mouthing people. In fact, she was very quick to tell you that I was a wonderful lady.
She was.
Yeah. Which I thought, that's really nice because we haven't seen her. I haven't seen her in years, actually.
Yeah, so let me give a little bit of context because I actually remember how my ex came up. Because it was kind of a weird situation.
Yeah.
I was kind of seeing a girl in 2007. Not full on, we're in a relationship, but hey, we're testing the waters. This is probably September or October of that year. Stay the night over at her place and am taking a bus back to my apartment in the morning. I run into the girl who knew my ex and who, unbeknownst to me, also knew my little Laura over here. And
could you please not call me Laura?
Okay.
Really appreciate
little Lori.
No, not Lori either.
Okay. And we're on the bus. I know that this girl had lived in Oregon and she's around my age. So I brought up my ex. She immediately starts bad-mouthing my ex. And again, women can do that, but this girl doesn't strike me as the type of person who just goes around shitting on people verbally.
She usually doesn't. In fact, for all intents and purposes, she is a very nice person, and she has a nice thing to say about somebody. But I've never, in my experience with her, never known her to just badmouth somebody like that.
Yeah. And I've told you this. So I'm not just making up the fact that she started bad-mouthing her, which probably, you not knowing my ex, but you knowing this girl, could give you an idea of what type of relationship the two of them have. If this girl is just willing to start bad-mouthing my ex.
Yeah, it was probably really volatile.
Yeah.
Or it could have been that she observed her from afar, and maybe she's met her a couple of times and already, things didn't really sit well with her about your ex. And I understand that.
Yeah. So
I really don't believe she would lie about this.
I don't think, and she's not the only one.
No.
And you know another person.
Yes, I do. And I almost mentioned the person's name, but I'm not going to do
We don't have to, but the person, one of the other persons who immediately goes to my ex is very manipulative. I met her years after, I met her in like 2010. And she's in the community. She not only has met you, she knows a lot of my friends.
She met me recently?
No, back in the day. The other girl who badmouthed my ex. I guess badmouth may be a strong term. Who maybe shed some more light on my ex and said that she was...
Oh, that one. Okay, the one that I've known years before.
But she's also friends or friendly with my good buddy in Eugene. So she has a good reputation.
Yeah, and she is also friends with another friend I have in Seattle. And it really is a small community.
I know. And she used to date somebody who I worked with for a couple of years.
Right. And yeah, that's quite funny. And he happens to know the guy in Seattle that I used to have a crush on, but no, nothing happened there.
And the guy who I used to work with is a little bit of a kiss ass. Anyways, teacher's pet maybe is a better term.
Teacher's pet.
We're going to go with teacher's pet.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. I mean, judging by what you told me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we could badmouth him on our next episode. Right now.
Okay.
Let's go back to my... So, again, even on Tuesday night, while I think that this is suspicious that you can't travel anymore...
I still do.
Well, hold on. I'm about to get there.
Okay.
I still had it in the back of my head. That doesn't sound correct to me, but I know that everybody deals with some stuff. And maybe her health issues are more extreme. Because, I've known women who died in their 20s because of natural causes. And so my mind goes to, this is probably more extreme than I think. And when I got unfriended by her, I thought to myself, this is clearly not me. And this is probably a health issue, but not a physical one. This might be a mental health thing.
I go back and forth with this. Not only do I think, maybe I should be compassionate toward this person, because I don't know this person.
Yeah.
I don't know how she operates. At the same time, not only do I think it's a cowardly move on her part, but I also am wondering, well, is she using this travel thing as an excuse not to as an excuse to not face her problems with you. And maybe you may have mentioned that, I don't know, but I just think that people use all kinds of excuses to not deal with their stuff, right?
Right.
Whether or not, I don't want to live here anymore, so I'm going to move to Ireland, for example. That's one thing I can think of. Or I don't want to live in Oregon
oddly
anymore.
Specific reference, but keep going.
What?
No, I said oddly specific reference, but I know what you're talking about.
Or I don't want to live in Oregon, so I'm gonna run away or move to or relocate to California.
Yeah,
something of that sort. And I just think that I don't know why people just cannot talk about what's going on with them and face what they're dealing with.
And the thing is, we know it's not just a travel thing, because if it was just that, why would you unfriend me if my response is, I'm sorry, but completely understand, best wishes?
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe her doctor said that, but it's more than that.
I think you're right, though. I think it has to be more than that.
And I'm not going to go too much into this person's history. But let's just say that they had a bit of a hard childhood. So my childhood was, plug your ears. My childhood was fucked up, but hers was next level. And how you relate to the world is developed a lot in early childhood.
It's true.
And I'm messed up when it comes to relating to people. But I know enough to know that I messed up and to work on myself.
Yeah.
And considering her situation was way worse than mine, I get it. I wish something could have worked out.
Uh-huh.
And you never know. Maybe a year from now, she'll come out and say, hey, I'm over this deadly disease.
Yeah.
You want to hang out this time? And I would still be open to it. But I think that there's probably some mental illness there.
But I mean, I understand that there could be, and we both don't know that.
And if there is, this gives us room for compassion.
That's true, but at the same time, as much as you want to be compassionate, how many times is she going to cancel? Not cancel, but say that she wants to meet with you and then cancel over and over again.
Well, I said you never know, a year from now she could reach out to me.
Exactly, yeah.
But that's a lot more unrealistic considering that she unfriended me. Right?
Okay.
Because you could friend me back, but then you'd have to explain that, and that's a whole thing. So even though I'm aware that anything's possible, I think it's very unlikely that she'll reach out to me again. And I feel sorry for her. And we should also state this: you're getting my perspective on this, right?
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I don't know this person, and I'm actually glad that I don't have to at this point meet this person, because I don't really want to spend any time with any of your exes.
But my perspective is always going to be slanted in my favor.
Uh-huh.
And while I think everything I told you is true,
right,
it also is filtered through me. Mm-hmm. So that's to be taken into consideration. But that's also why I wanted to talk to her in person, was to expand both of our perspectives, not just hers, but also mine, and see what I may be getting wrong.
But what I don't understand is, why would she personally invite me?
That was a little bit weird.
It was weird.
I think I know why, though.
Why is that?
And again, this is assumption. Mm-hmm. This is not to be taken as fact. This is a personal opinion of mine. Mm-hmm. My assumption is that the reason she invited you was because, let's just say, people in my life know that I like to go deep sometimes. Mm-hmm. If you know me for any amount of time.
Yeah, I know that from our first date.
Exactly.
Which is, I thought, wow, okay.
So it's possible that by inviting you, she thought to herself, this will make it a less serious situation. Because then we don't have to go as deep, because Rick's girlfriend's going to be there, and he's not going to want to like dredge up everything in front of her.
Yeah.
That could have been her rationale. That's what I think it is. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought it was very strange. I'm just like, why would, I don't know of anybody I've dated that would want me to meet their ex like that.
Exactly.
It's just, no. Mm-mm.
And here's the thing. In some ways, you could say we just kind of shit on her by talking for I don't know how long we were discussing her. But again, it comes back to, let's have compassion. Let's realize that somebody had a worse childhood than I did, which is hard to believe, but true. And maybe this is an opportunity for me to do some loving kindness meditation for her.
What exactly is that?
It's it's where you meditate. I'm giving you like the brief overview because I don't want to go into the whole spiel, but you meditate while trying to send positive vibes out to a person. I know it's super hippie and there's more to it than what I just said.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, I'm obviously not going to talk to her, at least not in the near future. But instead of being angry about it, well, what can I give back? How can I try to move it forward? Right? Because it's not going to help the situation if I just message her and start screaming, or if I just start screaming to you about her.
Yeah, right.
But maybe what would help the situation is doing something on somewhat of a spiritual level to try to, send some peace her way, some platonic love in a sense.
That almost sounds like praying for someone who wronged you.
It almost does, doesn't it?
It almost does, yeah. And that is also a very good thing to do, but let me tell you, it's very, very hard. It's very hard to do. I have to work on that myself, actually.
Yeah. And for me in this situation, I don't think it's that hard. Because I do think it has to do with me, but it's really not about me.
Right.
I do think that there's some stuff there that is beyond my expertise and maybe explains how she acted in our relationship, but it's more than me, right? It wasn't like her blowing me off was just about us. It was about something deeper than that. And I suspect it has to do with early childhood stuff, but I don't know that for sure.
Right. I mean, one can only assume, right?
And here's the thing. You always say don't just assume things, but I can't get the information because I tried to ask. So at some point you do have to make assumptions based on what you know. And if she would have talked to me more, then I could say, no, it's actually about this, or no, it is about, she doesn't want to hang out with me. But because I can't ask that, because I tried, I'm making an assumption based on the information I have available to me. And so there was a lot of hard times, not this week, but I mean in the past when we first broke up. But at the same time, that period of my life is over. And I don't hate her. I maybe have issues with some of the things she's done, but that's no reason why I can't do a loving kindness meditation. And if somebody brings her up in conversation, because I do know people who kind of know her.
Yeah.
I could say, oh, I hope she's doing well, and actually mean it. Not just like, I hope she's doing well. I really mean it. But actually mean it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she feels the same way about me. Something tells me based on her reaction, it's probably a mixed bag.
Yeah.
But even if when my name comes up, even if she says, oh, he's a horrible person, And I wish him nothing but the worst in life.
Right.
And again, this is an assumption. I don't know if she does that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she doesn't.
Hopefully she doesn't. That doesn't mean that I can't still wish her well.
Right.
So I'm going to do love and kindness meditation aimed towards her. And I hope that she does feel good. I don't pray, but if I did pray, I'd pray for her to find some sort of peace and to be happy.
Maybe you should, bub.
Do what?
Play.
I don't believe in it.
Well, that's a good time to start trying it, bub.
Oh, well, meet me where I'm at. Jaylo, I will do a love and kindness meditation. And maybe you can pray for her.
Oh.
What do you think about that?
Well, no. I think you should try prayer, bubs.
Oh,
I think it's a lot more effective.
Are you going to pray for her?
I might.
Oh.
I mean, it's kind of weird because I don't know this person, but
yeah.
A lot of people do pray for people they don't know.
You know what? And in fact, let me give her a very high compliment.
Uh-huh.
But, okay, it might also be kind of a backhanded compliment, too.
Okay.
But I swear I don't mean it this way. As you know, for many years, I did spoken word poetry at a fairly high level.
Yeah.
Okay? The reason I got into spoken word poetry was because our relationship was so volatile that when we broke up, I needed to express myself. So I started writing poems. Now, had it not been for our relationship pushing me over the edge, I might not have started writing poetry.
She gave you some material then.
Exactly. And I didn't mean that as a backhanded compliment, but I do feel like it came out that way.
But you're being truthful, right?
I'm being truthful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens in the upcoming months.
Yeah, and it's also, again, I wish her happiness. I heard that she's married. She says she's married to a great guy, and I wish both of them nothing but the best.
Yeah.
What's that thing? Nas says, much success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that almost reminds me of that song, Someone Like You by Adele.
You know what? I hear you on that.
Yeah.
But I don't mean this as an insult. I don't necessarily want to find someone like her.
No.
Even before we got together.
No.
Even when I was a teenager.
No, hold on. I wasn't talking about finding someone like her, but
yeah.
You know how she has that line, I wish you nothing but the best for you too.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which, if you're thinking about what may have happened in the making of the song, right? Because some people write biographically about what they've been through, or they write about
a metaphor.
Right? A metaphor, right?
Yeah.
Because it says, she finds out that this guy's married, and she has it sounds like she has unfinished business after she saw him.
Mm-hmm.
But then she's like, never mind, I'll find someone like you, and I wish you nothing but the best. And sometimes it lasts in love, and sometimes it hurts instead. So, it kind of reminds me of that, but not that you'd find somebody like her.
Yeah. Now let's also, since it could have been interpreted as we were shitting on her for a good amount of time, let's also shit on me for a minute. Quickly, Jaylo. One of the other reasons I wanted to get together with her is because, now I had always assumed this. I didn't know this for sure, but my assumption was that she had, and again, I don't know this. I want to make that clear, but that she had very bad feelings towards me and was bad mouthing me throughout the years.
Oh, wow.
And nobody ever said that to me. Nobody ever said, oh, she said such horrible things about you. It's just a feeling I had.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to know, is that something that's just in my head that I'm assuming because of other things I've heard? Or is that an accurate thing?
Right.
So who knows?
Yeah, but so you wanted to initially come clean with that, or initially kind of you want to talk to her about what will, if that was really true.
Yeah, let me tell you this. I ran into a friend of hers Okay, and after this, we'll move on.
Okay.
Because after we talk about my ex-lover, I'm going to tell you about one of my future lovers. But we'll get there.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Oh, no.
But in 2012, I moved back to Portland. Okay. And I go to this music jam that eventually developed into a band and all that good stuff. Okay. But this was very early on.
Yeah.
This was the first time I go there. This is like a week and a half after I moved back. One of her very close friends,
I think I know who that is,
who my ex claimed that she beat up back in 2000, was there.
Okay.
And the next week, I go back to the jams. Now, her friend isn't there.
Yeah.
But the guy running the event afterwards says, hey, she told me that you dated so-and-so. In my mind, I immediately thought that my ex-girlfriend had probably badmouthed me to her friend, and that she had probably badmouthed me to the person at the music thing. Now, is that true? I don't know. Yeah. And so, again, part of me wanting to get together with her wasn't just to clear the air about the big stuff, but it was also kind of vain in that respect. So let's be truthful about that as well.
Did this friend play an instrument?
No.
She just kind of observed?
No. And by the way, I should say that since this, I've talked to her friend a few times, and she's given me no indication that my ex badmouthed me.
Okay.
So it could all just be in my head.
Yeah, it could all be in your head. I mean, we have all kinds of things that go into our heads. Especially
mine. Like, I really prescribe to that thing Tara Brock said. Our mind is like a bad neighborhood late at night. You wouldn't want to go there by yourself.
It doesn't have to be that way.
I butchered it, but you know what I mean.
I know.
Yeah.
But our minds don't have to be that way either.
Exactly. But they are so often.
You put in what you get out, I guess.
You get out what you're willing to put into it, I guess.
In other words, you weep what you sow.
That's right there, Jaylo.
And your mind doesn't have to be as dark as you think it is.
No.
But our minds do funny things, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could have this idea that somebody really doesn't like you, but they really do.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I've never had that. I'm thankful I never had that experience with like an authority figure, for example.
Yeah.
I never thought that way anyway.
Exactly.
Or there were teachers I had that I didn't like, and I thought they didn't like me, but I never figured out whether it was true or not true.
Yeah. And so I was just curious about from this ex, is that true or not true? And again, a lot of the questions I had to ask, I didn't think I was going to get a straight answer over Facebook. So that's one of my motivations for wanting to do it in person.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit about, living in the past, and unfinished business is such a funny thing, isn't it?
It is.
Because, I've experienced it where people had unfinished business with me, but then I'm thinking, maybe that's all there is. This business needs to be unfinished.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe there's a good spiritual argument to be made for having unfinished business. So the other thing I want to say about this, and I know this is going to sound like I'm shitting on my ex. I swear I don't mean it to come across like this. And this has to do with unfinished business in a way. So I'm going to tie it all back together.
Yeah.
Back in the day, she was drop dead gorgeous, which you would say, well, how's that shitting on your ex? Let me continue.
Okay.
I think combined with that and her bad childhood, she never had to face the reality of people just disagreeing with her. And let me elaborate a little bit. Because she was attractive, a man might disagree with her and then come running back and say how he was wrong. Or because she had a bad childhood, somebody from her family might take issues with her and then feel sympathy and then reverse their train of thought and say, I'm sorry, when it's really something that she did wrong.
Are you hold on. Okay, I'll let you finish and I'll ask a question.
And so I think because of that, and this is a theory, she never really developed the part of your personality that allows you to regret things, because she was probably used to people saying that they were wrong.
Are you, and this is just something I don't know if I'm right about this, but
go ahead.
Are you saying that she used her attractiveness to manipulate situations?
I'm saying my belief is that maybe that went on.
Okay.
And I don't know that for sure.
Yeah. Again. Well, I think, so my childhood obviously was different than hers.
Yeah.
And it was different than, I don't know what happened with hers, but I grew up in a family where I was not allowed to speak my mind or question things. So I didn't have the opportunities. I don't know I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't think I wouldn't have used my attractiveness to get what I wanted, if that's what I'm trying to say.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is it goes deeper than just getting what you want.
Mm-hmm.
It's because people rarely call you out.
Mm.
And if they do, they either recant quickly because they think of the things you've either gone through or how attractive you are, or they go so over the top that it's easy to just dismiss them as being insane, that you never really develop the ability to have regrets. And I've been thinking about this. I think we talked about this last week even. But it came more into mind this week. How I hate having regrets. And you know that I'm somebody who has a lot of them.
Yeah, and I have some too.
But it would be really sad going through life without having regrets, because you think, oh, that's great. You know, everything I do is perfect. But one of the reasons we have them is to grow. And if her not having the ability to have regrets, says me, make that clear, I'm not saying I know this for sure, this is my assumption, would explain a lot. Because if you're thinking, well, I'm right in this situation and Rick's not, well, then you're not going to grow from it.
Right.
As opposed to me saying, hey, we both did bad things.
Yeah.
Well, then at least I can grow from the things I did wrong.
You know, that reminds me of a friend of mine that I will not mention her name, but I believe I've mentioned her here before.
Go ahead.
I've known her since we started off at the blind school. I knew about her childhood. She grew up in the Philippines in orphanages, and you know, for all intents and purposes, she was pretty much abandoned because her mother said goodbye to her and dropped her off in an orphanage. And she was raised without a lot of food. Sometimes she would be hungry that her stomach would hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't all, you know, it wasn't a bed of roses. It wasn't sunshines and lollipops. But she was adopted by an American family when she was 5. And they moved to Seattle. But I've noticed something. I don't know if it has to do with her childhood.
Tell me.
But it seemed like in some ways she was kind of manipulative too.
Mm.
As much as I was friends with her, she would always want to ask for stuff. My new speakers, my old telephone, whenever she would come over, I would have to be stuck paying for stuff. And I don't know, I mean, I'm thinking about, well, I could be really mad at her, and believe me, I was. I never really talked to her about it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking now, well, maybe the reason why she's like that is because people never told her no.
Yeah.
And because they didn't tell her no, she thought that she could get people to do things for her. Whether or not she was using her sexuality, whether or not she was acting as if she had not a lot of things, and not a lot of nice things anyway. Things like that. And I'm like, maybe she just wasn't taught that, to feel, to be more generous. Because when I was a kid, I was always told you have to share your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was told that, and I'm glad that I was, actually, even though there were times where I'm just like, I don't want to share that. I'm glad because now I know the importance of being generous towards people that may not either have a lot of things, or that if I have some extra things, I can share it with them.
Yeah.
It's how my family has always been. And I understand that she grew up in a environment that was less than kind until her parents adopted her. But at the same time, it's like, when is it going to be the time when you grow up?
Yeah.
And I mean, there are just some things that she got into that I'm just like, why? And she would say things like,
please don't tell me it was origami.
No.
Okay, good.
What?
Thank God.
What about origami?
I was just hoping she didn't get into origami.
I thought origami was kind of cool how people can do that.
No, sorry, it was a dumb joke. I shouldn't have said that.
Are you going to say next time, please don't tell me she got into pizza?
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, no. Origami aside. No, she would tell me things like, she would meet a guy and she's like, he was so nice to me. I've never been treated that nice before. And I'm thinking, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right at all. Because, I don't know. And it was like, he gave me all this attention, and then once he, basically when he didn't give her as much attention, she would move on to the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the next guy, and the next guy. And so she was like, okay, well, I got my fill of this. Let's go on to this and see how much I can get out of this person.
Yeah.
So it's such a bad cycle. And there were times where I had to put my foot down and say, no, I'm not going to give you this. No, I'm not going to give you this. Because when I was a itty bitty little Jaylo, my mom was teaching us as babies, and I don't remember this because I was too young, that she didn't put up with temper tantrums. She told us to wait for whatever it was. And that may have taught me a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And that, patience is something that you learn, you work on. And, I was never brought up to be a spoiled brat. And I had to tell her, you have to stop that. You're acting like a spoiled brat. And I hope that she thinks about that, because it's such a vicious cycle. It really is.
It is. Well, maybe this is inspiration, and I don't believe in praying to Jesus, but you do. For you to pray to Jesus for your friend to have, calm in her life and to learn those lessons. And also pray for my ex too, and, all that stuff. Because I'm not going to pray for my ex, so you should.
Maybe you should, bub.
No, I'll do a loving kindness meditation, but I don't believe in prayer.
Why not?
I don't believe in prayer.
Yeah, but have you even tried it?
I've tried praying.
To who?
To myself.
Uh-huh. You never tried it, Bubs.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying, Bubs, keep an open mind. I honestly think that prayer is very effective.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You should be thanking me. I was the one who said it.
Oh, yes.
But anyway, let's move off of this.
Jaylo, we've talked about a woman that I made love to in the past. Now let's talk about somebody who I'm going to make love to in the future.
No.
Okay. In New York City, Andrew Cuomo was taken down. And we like this, don't we?
I do.
Yes.
I think he needed to be taken down.
I do too.
And Chris Cuomo as well.
And he was taken down by Democrats. So one of the things I like about that too is, and we disagree on this, but even though I think both parties are basically the same with a few differences, it does show that somebody is willing to go after their own. They're not just, a partisan hack. The person who took him down, I think I want to marry this person when I grow older. I used to say that AOC is my future ex-wife. Given some of her thoughts on masks,
it didn't look good for her.
It wasn't a good look throwing on masks right before they take a picture of you. So she could still be my ex-wife, but I think my forever wife, when I grow up, is going to be a woman who doesn't take a lot of crap. and who goes after both sides with equal force. And that woman's name, babes, do you know her name?
Kathy Hochul.
No, I don't even know who that is.
Kathy Hochul is the disgraced governor of New York right now.
I don't know who that is. I'll take your word for it, but no.
She's an old hag anyway.
Well, let me tell you. Again, this person...
Oh, I think I know who it is.
...took down the Cuomo dynasty.
Yeah.
And she did it even though her party was against her doing it. And this woman's name is Letitia James.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, first off, let me rag on Letitia James for a minute.
No,
okay?
This is my future wife you're
no,
about
no,
to
no, no,
rag
no. This
on.
is not your future wife.
Tread lightly.
No. I'm not going to tread lightly because I've got a beef with this lady.
Or tread lightly.
She was going to make up some crime to sue the Trump family for $250 million because whatever kind of beef she has, and she's supposed to be this former prosecutor. She's not even going to do any investigation, but she's going to sue people who she has a beef with just because of their political leanings, and I think that's wrong.
She's been doing an investigation for a while. And this week it came out that she is going after the Trump family. And by the way...
No. She made up this whole thing. She's been wanting to sue them maybe for a while, but she's not even going to look into this.
No, this woman crosses her I's and dots her T's. Dots her I's and crosses her T's. Your man's dyslexic. Letitia, you're going to marry a dyslexic man. What? What's that for?
I'm trying to wake you up, Buds.
I am awake.
No, I mean even more so. No. This lady is so. This lady is so out of line. I can't even tell you. I have a real problem with her. I don't care if she has gone after both parties. And yes, there's one thing to be said about the people that want to join the Uniparty, but here's the thing. You don't go after someone until you actually have evidence against them. And this whole thing, I have a feeling, is going to fall apart.
No, she does have evidence against Trump. We don't know what it is.
No. She's trying to make up a crime against Donald Trump, just like the FBI was trying to make a crime against him. That's why they completely ransacked his home. And they only do this because of their political opponents. That's what they're doing.
I will tell you this. And first I'm going to tell you how I know this. So it's not just like me saying, oh, I know this for sure. But she gave a press conference this week that I actually listened to live because Secular Talk had the feed of it. And she said that she started the investigation, I believe, based on the testimony of Michael Cohen, who used to work with Trump.
Michael Cohen ended up going to prison because of his shenanigans,
right,
by the way.
But he gave testimony.
And he was a traitor.
And based on that, she started collecting evidence on Trump. Now, let me say something else.
Evidence, yeah. Okay.
Let me say something else.
Made up, but go on.
About Mrs. Hammond, if I may, Lauren. Oh, what? Lola? Hey, Lola.
She's not going to be Mrs. Hammond. For all you know, she could be married.
Well, then somebody get a divorce.
She's probably an old hag.
Give me a kiss, Laura, or this tickle will continues.
I'm just trying to wake you up.
All right, give me a kiss.
No.
Yeah. Come on, Lola. Okay. Let me tell you something about Letitia James. Okay. Beyond the fact that she also went after Andrew Cuomo. It's related to this, though. Do you think the Democratic establishment appreciated that?
It depends on who you talk to. Of course, I almost said Eminem. Of course, MSNBC, CNN probably didn't appreciate it. Yeah. But Chris Cuomo needed to be investigated, and a lot of New Yorkers that may have been Democrats were actually not happy with what Andrew Cuomo was doing, so they were not happy with him. But I mean, it depends on who you talk to about that. I would imagine. My
assumption is, babes, basically having studied the establishment, something tells me that she got a lot of pushback about that behind the scenes. Yeah, Andrew Cuomo had his detractors in New York, but he also had a lot of people who were on his side. I could almost guarantee you that she had to deal with a lot because of that. Now, let's move on to Trump. I know you're not an Obama fan.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
But I'm going to tell you, and I know I've phrased it before, but I'm going to try to word it another way. Why Barack Obama doesn't want Trump to go to jail or face any serious charges. And I think
I think he would.
Okay, I'm going to try to explain it in a way that I think you'll understand. If Trump goes to prison, that opens the door for people to start looking at other presidents and some of their shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
And something that the powerful want is to stay protected. So Obama may have issues with Trump as an individual, but he knows if this door opens, people are going to start looking into me, Joe Biden, Clinton, Bush, and he doesn't want that. And Barack Obama still has a lot of powerful friends. I could almost guarantee you that Barack Obama has put pressure on her to drop the case against Trump.
I don't believe that, and I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
This is coming from a different perspective. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, who I kind of wonder about.
I like Michelle.
Yeah, Michael. Barack Obama and Michael Obama, and there's a reason why I mentioned it. I won't go into that too much. But they did not leave Washington, D.C. like a lot of presidents do. They stayed in Washington, D.C., and I believe it's because Obama wanted to spy on Trump and his officials. And not only that, now you've got Joe Biden living in the White House, and I totally believe that Obama has used Joe Biden to have a third term.
So I actually don't necessarily agree with you on the assessment of Barack Obama. I
believe it.
I don't disagree with you completely. We have heard, by we, I mean people who've been watching leftist media, how Barack Obama basically went on a calling tear to make sure that Bernie Sanders lost the Democratic nomination in 2020. And that included things like calling Pete Buttigieg and saying, we'll promise you a spot in the new administration if you drop out. After Joe Biden won, was it North Carolina, I believe? And apparently the rumor is he also did that with Amy Klobuchar. So I definitely think he has a big influence over the new administration. I don't think that he spied on Trump. I think that's a step too far.
I totally believe that. I totally believe that it is absolutely possible because usually when a president leaves D.C., they leave it entirely. They physically leave the White House and they don't stick around D.C. But when President Obama left the White House, he stayed in D.C.
But it's also possible, babes, that he established roots there and that he has friends there.
No way. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that.
Look, I think Obama was a bad president, but it doesn't mean that he can't have friends. It doesn't mean that he's not a likable guy. It doesn't mean that if I hung out with him as a person, I wouldn't like him. Same with Trump. If I hung out with Trump, there's a chance I'd actually like Trump as a human being.
I've heard, I mean, contrary to what you may have been hearing on secular talk and whatever media you listen to, I've heard a lot of people say that they didn't realize how nice he was until they either started working for him or until they got to know him over the years.
Okay, so, but all that's to say there's a difference between being a bad president and a good guy to hang out with and a good friend.
Yeah.
You can be a good friend and do a bad job at your work. So I could believe that Obama has plenty of friends who are he genuinely is close to, and that's why he wanted to stay in D.C. Yeah. And don't forget, he also lived there as a senator for a number of years before he became president. So let's take it off of Obama.
Uh-huh.
Do you really think that Joe Biden wants to upset his friend Mitch McConnell by having these investigations?
I think it's way past Mitch McConnell. I don't think he cares anything about Mitch McConnell. I think Mitch McConnell needs to go.
I agree with you.
I think he's been in office way too long, and he needs to leave his position. And I'm glad you agree with me on that because I'm tired of the turtle.
Yeah, and Joe Biden needs to leave office too.
Absolutely, he needs to.
But it doesn't change the fact that Joe Biden is still president, and every chance he has to on interview, he always brings up his good friend Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell has said publicly that he would vote for Trump again in 2024. I gotta believe that Joe Biden, Obama, most of the Biden administration is very upset with Letitia James right now.
But this goes beyond Letitia James going after Trump about this. The FBI has gone after Trump. The Hillary Clinton has gone after Trump, and along with Adam Schiff and his cast of characters. A lot of people have gone after Trump, and the only reason why I think that is that they're trying to find a crime to get this guy on, because he used to be a Democrat and he left the Democratic Party because he didn't like what he was seeing in there. And because he's a Republican and a very strong Republican, that's what they want to get him on, because he's getting in the way of Letitia James and other people's agendas. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with anything he did, because even if they tried to find something, it's all going to be in their face even harder.
Okay.
So I think Letitia will, she can try all she wants to, but she is going to get pushback no matter what she tries to do with this thing.
Couple of things. I think they're going after Trump because he is corrupt, but we don't have to go into all the reasons I feel that way. Secondly, yeah, a lot of people tried to go after Trump before, but they didn't do the research in the right way.
Okay, first off, what?
And I think Letitia James has a history of doing her research. And I think that she's getting a lot of pushback from both parties right now to make this go away quietly. So the fact that she has to stand up to both political parties, and she appears to be doing it while doing her research, I think speaks volumes for the type of person she is.
Well, you know what really speaks volumes when it comes to the type of person she is? She's just an elitist Democrat that thinks that she knows more about Trump than anybody else does. And I think what's really going on is that the elitists that are trying to get Trump on something don't want Trump to ever run again. And all they're doing is they're shooting themselves in the foot, because all they want to do is make sure this guy doesn't run again. It doesn't have anything to do with anything he did. They are the corrupt ones. And if you look at alternative evidence that the media isn't going to show you, including secular talk, Letitia James is corrupt.
By the way, Kyle from Secular Talk has said good things about Trump, just so you know. And he also said that the Russiagate, there was nothing there.
Absolutely.
And that there was no need for that investigation when it was going on, not afterwards.
No, and actually we found out, and I think you would agree with me, that Hillary Clinton was colluding with Russians.
I don't know about that, but
no, she was.
But I want to get back to something you said about Letitia James being just an establishment Democrat. Well, then why would she have gone after the Cuomos if she's part of the establishment?
Look, I'm not getting on her for not going after the Cuomos, if that in fact she did, because I didn't hear about that.
She brought down their family.
Well, that I will give her that. But if she's going to go after someone who people have gone after in the past and didn't find anything, you can say up and down that they didn't do their research, but either they didn't do their research or they were quick to make an assumption that Trump was already corrupt before they even did their research. So I personally am in the camp where Trump wasn't really corrupt, and they decided that he was corrupt even before they did any investigation. That's the way I see it.
Okay. And we disagree on that.
Because to them, big bad orange man is really bad.
We disagree on that. Trump is not going to go to prison over what Letitia James is doing, but I do think that there is a good chance that she gets him kicked out of the business world, at least in New York.
Well,
because one of his companies already got the death penalty, the corporate death penalty. That was Trump University.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that they keep coming after Trump University. I think it's ridiculous already.
Well, they can't. It's gone. It's gone because they went after it and they gave it the corporate death penalty.
Anyway, All I have to say about that is, what am I going to say now? I lost my thought. Hold on.
That's okay.
All I have to say about that is there's a 2-tiered justice system, and our justice system is very corrupt, and people are willing to look into somebody's life unnecessarily just to see if they actually committed a crime, just to get them arrested so that they don't ever run again. I think that's I think it's a horrible thing that's going on.
Okay.
I think it's very it really says a lot about the higher ups that want to push their agenda on everybody.
Real quickly, Biden has said privately, apparently these are like leaked people from his administration have said this, leaked reports rather, that he wants to run against Trump in 2024. I absolutely believe that.
I don't think he's going to survive.
Well, that's a discussion for another time. But yeah. I could absolutely see where he would want to run against Trump in 2024. Whether or not he does, whether or not Biden is still cognitive, that's not for this time. Now, I absolutely believe that Trump is corrupt, and I don't believe that they've done the homework necessary for a lot of different reasons. And again, I think that Letitia James deserves a lot of credit, and why don't we see where the law goes? And also, it's a little bit disturbing to me how all somebody has to do to get the book thrown at them by Trump people is to turn against Trump. Like, there's no other issues that.
Well, hold on a second now. Let me finish with this.
Go ahead.
It isn't that people are turning against Trump. It's that they believe, and so do I, that Trump was an unnecessary target because they had an agenda already, and Donald Trump just blew the lid off of it because he wasn't going to do what any establishment person told him to do. He was going to run the country the way that he was going to run it, and because a lot of people have resonated with him, I am very worried, and maybe I'm not. I'm worried, but I'm not like extremely worried. But what really worries me is if they can come after Trump, they can come after me or you.
Right. But
and not only that, they don't just want to come after Trump. They want to go after Biden next.
Right, but here's the thing. All Trump has to do is say somebody's not cool anymore, and they're an outcast. Look at...
No, that's not right.
Oh, so you weren't... So just to make this clear, before January 6th, you were not a fan of Mike Pence.
No, I didn't know what he was going to do before that. A lot of us did not know that Mike Pence was only in it for himself. We did not know that.
Until Trump exposed him.
He exposed himself. He exposed himself because he didn't want Mike Pence to betray the people, and that's what he did. He exposed himself. It wasn't Trump that exposed him. He exposed himself.
So before Fox News flipped on Stop the Steal, you hated Fox News.
I never said that.
Okay.
I was watching it, but I was very confused because when I was watching the election, they stopped at Pennsylvania. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? They didn't get every single count, and they were already counting votes for Arizona, Pennsylvania, when they didn't even come in yet. But that's a totally different issue.
All right,
I really want to finish this, Bubs.
All right, I have a question for you, Laura.
No, but you asked me to.
No. One more question. Since it doesn't matter, were you a fan of William Barr before the January 6th stuff?
Bill Barr? I didn't know much about this guy.
Okay.
I don't.
My point is, it's not just liberals. If Trump turns on somebody, it doesn't matter how connected they are to the conservative movement. They're suddenly disposable.
Let me clear this up, and I think we should stop talking about this.
Yeah, we can move on.
It's not that the conservatives have left the I'm sorry. It's not that the party the conservatives have really left the party. It's that the party has turned on its own. It's so that the party has left the conservatives, and we are upset about that because we want people that will actually represent us. And Mike Pence, don't know when this whole scheme started. We found out very, very, quickly after January 6th that he was not representing us well.
And closing statement from me, Jaylo, is just that if all Trump has to do is turn on somebody and they're a bad person, and I think leaving all judgment up to Trump is a very, very dangerous thing. And now we can move on. And I was just trying to make a happy wedding announcement. Talking about my future wife, Letitia James.
I think she's married, probably.
I don't know about that.
An old hag.
Oh, I don't know about that. Will you come to our wedding?
You're not going to get married to her. I know you're not going to get married to her. You said that you wanted to marry AOC. Good luck with that one.
I am, but after we get... Oh, what?
Ow.
Oh, what'd I do?
Oh, yeah, your iPad hit my forehead.
Oh, sorry about that, forehead.
Ah! Okay. I'm sorry.
All right, give me a kiss. Okay. So I'm going to... I'm
not coming to the wedding.
Okay.
Because there won't be any wedding.
After AOC and I get divorced. If we still get married, I haven't decided.
No, we're not. I'm not going to go to either wedding.
Why not?
I don't like these people.
I want you to meet my future...
Bubs! Oh.
Sorry, Laura. All right.
No. I mean, I've already accepted the fact that I will never get married to Jonathan Taylor Thomas because he doesn't know who I am, and I've already accepted it.
Yeah, but you thought that when you were like 7.
I was 13, by the way. I was 13, Bubs. I was at 7.
Well, then I hope you accepted it a while ago, babes.
I did accept it a while ago. I'm like, I'd like to meet the guy, but most likely I won't end up dating him or marrying him.
Yeah, I'm probably... me and Letitia... What?
You're with Lola. I mean, not Lola.
I love your Lola, Jaylo. Letitia? Letitia?
Oh, Bob, stop talking nonsense. Come on now.
What?
Okay, let's move.
All right, this was supposed to be a happy announcement.
It wasn't even an announcement.
Yeah, I'm getting married.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know who you are.
Not yet. Well, she listens
to all you know, she could be this cougar, and you're like just this young guy that, or not cougar, but she could be this old lady, and you're just this young guy to her.
All right. Well, wedding bells are afoot here. Jeez. And I'm sorry that...
No, they're not afoot because you never met this woman.
Not yet.
And most likely she's probably married.
I don't know. We'll find out. What? You know what I say, babes? And then you know what I say?
What?
Hey, if you're married, there's always a possibility of divorce.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Now calm down, Jaylo. Calm down. All right, little Laura. I understand.
Yeah.
That you have been reading a little bit more about Dairy Maine, or should I say 11/22/63?
Yes, but as far as I understand it, the section with Dairy Maine is done for now.
Nice. What's been going on?
So, Mr. Jake Epping, aka George Amberson, which is kind of a funny way that he changed his name. He decides to go back into the rabbit hole and goes back to 1958. Things start happening where he wakes up with this headache. He skips a lot of places. Like he doesn't go to the bank. He doesn't go to the place where he got a root beer. I don't think he didn't do that.
No.
So he gets his suitcase. He goes to the Dairy Townhouse, which is this motel. Wakes up with a bad headache. Goes to the store. Gets a bottle of Kaopectate. I'm not sure why, because he didn't feel that.
But he wanted to be prepared just in case.
Prepared. So it's almost like it kind of reminded me of Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
So he goes to. He drives off to Durham. Was it Durham? No, it wasn't Durham. I'm sorry. It was a place where the cemetery was.
Yeah.
And he decides, okay, I'm going to go to the cemetery because at least now I know that Frank Dunning is going to be there.
At the grave of his wife, his first wife, and his dead kid.
And his parents.
Yeah.
So He goes there. He sleeps on the bench. Wakes up. He feels a lot better because his headache is gone. Now, before that was going on, a lot of things started happening. Like the banister of the stairs broke. He almost dropped his pillow with the gun in it because he bought this pillow from the store. Mm-hmm. His sunliner wouldn't start, so he had to call his mechanic and wake him up. And he's like, "You should go to bed. You're really pale." He's like, No, I'm okay." He goes to the cemetery, takes his nap, wakes up, and waits for Frank Dunning. He hides a pillow. I thought this was ingenious. He hides a pillow in his shirt or jacket or whatever it was. Takes it out, and Frank Dunning's looking at him, and he has these flower baskets. And he said, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Jake Epping." And he asked him, "So what's the most important thing in life to you?" And he said, "Family, I guess." He's like, "Yeah, I guess you could be right." And then he shoots him once, shoots him again, puts the pillow up to his temple, while after he falls on the baskets where his the grave for his parents are, and he shoots him through the pillow just to make sure he's dead.
Yeah.
And so he ends up going back to Chaz Frotty, and Chaz Frotty gives him a bunch of money because the Yankees lost, I think it was.
Something like that.
Yeah, because they bet on the Yankees, and I guess they lost.
Oh.
And so he gave him an envelope, and it seems to me like Chaz and him were going to be good friends. So he decides to leave. Then he goes to the lamplighter where Pete the bartender is there. Gives him a note, and he says, "Could you please give this to Bill Turcotte?" He's like, "What do you want with Bill Turcotte? And why are you giving him this?" I'm like, is he going to be okay? He's like, "Oh no, it's not going." What did he say? It's not going to
hurt him. In fact, he might actually benefit from it.
He might actually benefit from it. So it basically said, "I know you don't understand this, but you have to go to the doctor and check out your heart. Don't tell me how I know, but you need to go to the doctor because it's really going to be better if you see the doctor." And then he signed it "a friend," and then he went to...
Well, sorry to interrupt you. He also says, "I know this just like I know that Frank Dunning killed your sister."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her son Mikey.
Yep.
Yeah. And then he leaves Derry and goes to Durham and spends 5 weeks at this cabin where he can go, where he had some time to himself and he could hear the birds and all that. Mm-hmm. And then he goes to this place called Brownies and finds this cribbage board. I'm guessing Brownies is like I don't know if it's a bar or a restaurant or whatever.
I think it might be a store, but I'm not sure.
Might be a store.
Yeah.
Because he bought a drink from the store.
Yeah.
So he goes to the cribbage board and he finds out about Andrew Cullum. And he says, "Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to find Andrew Cullum's place and I'm going to go there and see what what I can do with this board." So he goes to the Cullum's place. They have a baby. I'm guessing it's a baby girl.
Yep.
And Andrew Cullum says, "Well, we don't gamble. We're Methodists. But I know how to play it." And I said, "Well, actually, I'd like for you to teach me how to play it." And he's like, "Okay, well, why don't you come on in?" And he liked the couple, and where I am is where he's learning how to play cribbage.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a great book. I'm glad you're getting more into it.
Yep. Okay.
I finished reading it.
Yeah.
Was
it did Pennywise come up a lot?
Sure. Yeah, because he's one of the stars of the show.
Obviously.
But honestly, I know a lot of people love it. It just wasn't for me.
What other things did he come in the form of? Because I know one of the things was a clown.
I think in the form of birds and some weird creature, because near the end of the book they kill this I think it's like a rat-like creature, an ant creature.
Ew.
And they have to stomp out all the eggs.
Oh.
Yeah. But
the kids had to?
Well, they were grown up by this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I couldn't get into it. It was okay. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to revisit the book, though.
It didn't scare you to death?
No.
Okay.
And it's really long, too.
Wow.
But...
How long is it?
Well, the audiobook is 43 hours.
Yeesh. It's longer than 11/20/263.
Yeah. I'm also reading The Age of Eisenhower, and...
I thought you were done with that.
I'm reading it, babes.
Okay.
You can read more books than one. You can read more than one book at a time.
I understand, but I think it's a little bit weird.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I know. I'm also reading a book called McDonald's Behind the Golden Arch from 1986, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, wow.
It talks about how the McDonald's brothers started with one restaurant, and by the late 40s, they were each making $50,000 a year. Because they didn't have a family at that time, meaning a wife and kids.
Yeah.
Or wives and kids.
Yeah.
And they weren't into church. They just had all this money.
Yeah.
And the story I had always heard is that Ray Kroc went there because they were ordering a lot of his mixers. And he wanted to see why one location was doing this. Then he just happened to get involved in the business.
Oh, wow.
There's truth to that, but there's more to the story. So Ray Kroc had done a lot of different businesses. He had worked with restaurants before. He was basically like this hustler who just did whatever he had to do to survive.
Yeah.
And here's a bit of unique trivia.
Okay.
That was my stomach.
Cool.
In World War I, that's not the trivia though. During the First World War, Ray Kroc was an ambulance driver.
Wow.
Do you know who his partner was?
No.
A man named Walt Disney.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so they used to drive an ambulance together?
Yeah, and Ray Kroc said that Walt Disney would always draw these pictures of women while Ray would go after them.
Oh, really?
Yep.
He would draw just for fun?
Well, pictures of women, I guess.
Okay, and he would try to go after the women?
Ray Kroc would.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I say and repeat
myself. That's kind of weird.
Yes. What were you?
No, Bubs. I wanted to be clear on that.
Okay, good.
I wanted you to be clear on that.
I was. Okay, back to the story, babes. Mm-hmm. It also talks about Dairy Queen and other businesses like Burger King, and it says that, McDonald's wasn't the first restaurant to franchise itself.
I did not know that.
And in fact, the McDonald's brothers were even doing that before Ray came along. But when he started doing it, he brought more quality control to the organization. And it took years to do that because the deal he signed with the McDonald's brothers kind of hamstringed him a little bit. In fact, he was just doing it because he thought if there was more McDonald's stores, or restaurants rather, he could sell more mixers to them. But along the way, he started to fall in love with the company. And that's where we are in the book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. I had no idea that Dairy Queen was even around before McDonald's.
Yeah. Around the same time in their early years.
Because
in like the 40s.
When I was a kid, we only went to a Dairy Queen for ice cream. It didn't have any food. It was almost like a Baskin Robbins. But when I came to the Northwest, I didn't realize that Dairy Queen had burgers and fries.
Yeah, we'd always get fries and burgers.
And now chicken strips.
And the Blizzards.
Yeah, Blizzards.
Good stuff.
Yes, it is. And I don't get Blizzards from them a lot.
Oh.
But yeah, because I thought for the longest time that it was only for ice cream, but I guess you explained to me that some locations only sold ice cream at the time.
That's what it was saying in the book. But at the time was also in the 1950s. So I don't know what the deal was with Hawaii.
Well, the one that I went to in Hawaii, and I can't remember where it was, we only went there for ice cream.
Oh.
Yeah. We didn't go there for anything else because that's what they had.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jaylo?
Yes?
Did you have any dreams this week? I have one that I remember.
I did not. That I can remember.
Okay, and it involves the ex-girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
It's nothing weird like that, though. I mean, it's weird, but it's nothing weird.
Okay.
It's modern day me, modern day Rick.
Modern day Rick.
And I'm searching through old recordings I found one that I made of me and my ex talking on the phone, and it's labeled August 1st, 2001. Oh, I'm sorry, August 1st, 2000.
Okay.
For some context, I didn't know how to record phone calls back then. So this did not happen. I have no recordings of her and I talking.
Yeah.
Want to make that clear.
Yeah.
And it's only 6 minutes long, but I'm talking to her about a CD of Beatles songs that I want to burn because I did use a CD burner back in the day.
I really wish I would have had one.
They're kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I was thinking to myself as I'm listening to this, I should write these songs down so I can make a playlist out of this. Mm-hmm. And then I woke up.
Wow.
Yeah. And this happened, I think, Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. So it was right after she said that because of her doctor, she can't travel anymore.
Oh, wow.
So she was on my mind then.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yes. Well, babes.
Yep.
Is there anything that little Laura wants to talk about? Or do we cover?
I'm not Laura.
Okay.
Could you please stop calling me that?
After this, babes.
Why?
Well, is there anything else you wanted to discuss, Laura?
Stop calling me Laura. Oh my goodness. No, I think we talked about a lot.
We did.
And I'm glad we got some things off of our chest.
I am too.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
We're making adobo tomorrow.
Yes.
And it inspired me to tell you a story about when I was a teenager.
Okay. Oh, I think I know what it is.
Well, I got two stories for you. I got one about my mom.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell you another one about my sister and another Laura.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go with the mom one first.
All right.
I'm not sure if this was like 99 or 2000, but it was somewhere around that time. And my mom tells me that day, you know, when you get home from school, I'm going to teach you how to make a pot roast.
Beef stew?
I'm sorry, beef stew.
Yeah.
Beef stew.
Yeah.
And so I go out. I'm really excited because I don't know how to cook. I'm really bad at it back then.
Yeah.
And when you're a blind kid, you get to do all these extra classes.
Yep.
So after school, I'm supposed to do, which it's called an O&M class. Yep. Basically just means you're learning how to travel with your cane and navigate the bus system. Yep. Yeah, and cross streets and bus systems.
Yep.
And I tell my O&M instructor, can we make this quick? I need to go and learn how to make beef stew. And he was very accommodating.
Very nice.
Get home early. And I'm thinking I'm going to learn this recipe. My mom pulls out this bag and she says, this is pre-made beef stew. They sell it at Fred Meyer's. She pours it into some sort of container, puts it in the oven, turns it on. And it's like, that's how you make beef stew.
That was funny.
Yes.
I thought it was funny when I'm thinking, you're probably thinking, wait, I came home early for this?
For this.
When I could have done it myself?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
My mom was kind of special.
It sounds like it.
All right. Laura, here's the story about another Laura.
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to think if I can tell the story. I think if I don't name the school, I'm good.
Okay.
This is before MLC. Let's put it like that.
All right.
I was hanging out with another Laura for, a couple weeks because I just started at this new school.
And how old were you then?
I don't want to give too many details.
Okay.
Let's just say I was older.
Were you like under 13 at least?
I was under 13 and older than 10.
Okay. Okay.
So it's one or two numbers.
Okay.
Gonna come up. Anyways.
Okay.
Hanging out with Laura. We're really enjoying each other's company. And I tell my sister that I have a crush on this girl named Laura. Mm-hmm. She comes to the bus stop the next day. I'm getting off and she says, where's Laura? And me and Laura never talked again. She completely blew me off after that.
That's not nice.
That's not nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
So
there's who's Laura and where's Laura?
Yeah. And what I think I'm going to try to do, babes, is reach out to my ex on Facebook and see if she won't meet with me, if she'll meet with the other Laura. And they can both discuss me.
Yeah, but how do you know if that other Laura is even alive?
She's not.
What?
No, I don't know.
You don't know? Uh-oh. Maybe she's in that police car. Oh.
No, I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
I know her last name, and before we got together a few years earlier, I tried to look her up and I couldn't find her.
Oh, wow.
But it's possible she got married.
Before we met each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
She might have married somebody and gotten his last name. Or,
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? You may actually find her. But she probably doesn't even know her.
No. Because this Laura was not a member of the blind community.
No.
But it will be a good way for my ex to meet Laura, and they can talk about me without me actually being there.
Even though she thought that my name was Laura.
Exactly.
Let me bring up this kid that I went to school with. Because since we're talking about Laura's. This kid I went to school with, I believe he was in the same grade as me. I was in 7th grade at the time. And for the longest time, which I didn't realize until, I don't know when, he kept calling me Laura until I finally said my name isn't Laura, and I corrected him, and he finally figured out that my name wasn't Laura anymore.
And a little bit of trivia, he's now married to my ex-girlfriend.
Oh my goodness.
No, I made that up. I know nothing about her husband. Except I'm assuming he's a very patient man. I kid. Well, first, people joke that there's the engagement ring, the marriage, the wedding ring, and then the suffering. Nice.
So I feel compassion for people that are going through suffering. Not that every marriage is like that, but who knows? Well, for all I know, they could be very happy.
I'm not afraid of dying and going to hell because I was once married for 2 years.
Wah, wah,
as the great Sam Kinison once said. Anyways.
Not something I would joke about. Sammy. Well, I guess he's dead now, so he can't really joke about it anymore.
Jaylo, Laura.
Oh, wow.
Is there anything else you want to discuss before we wrap this up?
No, but she said Laura a lot of times today.
All right. Well, give me a kiss. Little Laura.
Little Laura.
Yes.
Okay.
That's going to be your stage name. Little Laura.
Oh. Bubs.
What?
Stop distracting me.
Yeah, but I wanted to kiss Laura since I was younger than 13.
Bubs.
And I'm finally getting to kiss Laura.
Bubs.
What's up?
Stop distracting Laura.
Okay.
I kid.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Laura, is there anything else you want to say, or are we good?
I'm not Laura.
Okay.
We're good now.
We're good.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.